Greetings, Culture Warriors. This is Jeff Vieira, author of Culture is Everything and host of this Dispatches from the Front podcast, where every day we take a look at a news story of interest or another cultural event of interest and analyze it through the lens of company culture. So I want to talk to you today about a good news story. We can all use a little good news in our lives, especially with everything going on. And so I want to take a quick look at this story that I saw about a company you're all very familiar with, especially in this trying time. FedEx comes to you from MSN. The headline is, a FedEx driver takes his 2 dachshunds along on his delivery route after his doggy daycare closed, and the pictures will make your day. Dog father of 2, Daniel Nava, delivers packages for FedEx in Oceanside, California. You might remember that Oceanside is in California, is the site of one of the tightest lockdowns in the nation. And they just recently found out that they're looking at 3 more months of it. So very, very difficult times for the people of California, and our heart certainly goes out to them. When his doggy daycare closed due to the pandemic, he decided to put his 2 dachshunds, Shadis and Coco, to work, bringing them along on his delivery route. He says that his route depends on how many packages he has to drop off on any given day, but estimates that the 3 of them are usually on the road from around 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that's with potty and lunch breaks for everyone. While Shadis and Coco usually sit on a little rug that Nava got them, he lets them out to stretch their legs when he drops off his packages. They seem to enjoy coming with me because we stop by at the local parks, and they get to run around for a little bit, he said. He adds that he first brought them along once around Christmas, although he doesn't remember why. Pre-pandemic, people would stop to take photos with them and give them treats. The 2 basked in the attention. However, the job takes more than being cute. Shadis and Coco had to look professional, so Nava used some worn-out shirts of his own to make them little FedEx uniforms. For extra bling, he ordered them miniature sunglasses on Amazon. Nava said his supervisor was very understanding. He said that as long as the pups didn't distract Nava from his job or the road, they could assist him. The 2 have their little rug in the truck and wear leashes anchored to Nava's seat that are short enough for them to remain close and long enough for them to be comfortable. He says that his clients and colleagues absolutely love them and often stop to take pictures. The funniest story was during their Christmas Eve delivery. A lady saw them and drove a few blocks behind me just to take their picture. When she caught up with us, they were looking everywhere but the camera until she looked at them and said, "Please let me take your picture. It can be my Christmas present." It's almost like they actually understood what she said to them because they finally looked at the camera at the same time and let her take the picture. While Nava said that he just got an email saying that doggy daycare will be reopening soon and knows that Shadis and Coco will miss all their little friends there, he may still take them along once in a while. When they are not at daycare, they will probably be wearing FedEx shirts and sunglasses, he said. So a heartwarming story. He's out there on the road helping people get what they need. As you can imagine, the volumes for package delivery have been absolutely insane since these lockdowns started. You can bet that as soon as people heard that it was going to be extended a few weeks, at least there in California, they probably ordered even more, trying to get a little bit of comfort through retail therapy by ordering some packages. So he's out there every day, busting his hump, getting those packages to the people who need them. And he was in a situation where his dogs were going to have to be left unattended. I presume that he doesn't have anyone ready to hand who could watch them for him. And so he was in a quandary. What do I do? And so he took them along. At some point, someone obviously said, well, you know, it's a professional thing. So kind of tongue-in-cheek, uniforms for them. Refers to them, his dogs, as his assistants on the route. But I want to ask you to kind of step back for a second and say, what does this say about FedEx? You know, FedEx has always been viewed as kind of a button-down company. Obviously, the need to get packages on time every time drives a lot of discipline on the part of the delivery driver. You have to be where you're supposed to be. FedEx was the first company to institute the kind of tracking that we've become very familiar with today, where basically anywhere the package is, you know where it's at. That was a FedEx innovation. So that drives an expectation that everyone's going to keep those packages moving. Last thing you want to do is pull up FedEx and find out, well, the package hasn't moved. It's just sitting around somewhere because the driver isn't getting it out. So it's a very much a pressure cooker kind of environment for the delivery driver, and for many folks in the process. If you're working in sortation at a FedEx distribution center, you can bet that getting that product ready to move to its next stop on its journey is extremely important. Having seen a couple of those facilities, there's not a lot of people sitting around contemplating philosophy. They are really busting it from the time they hit the door until the time they leave. And so it's a culture that's very driven, very focused on the customer, focused on the job, on the task in hand. That is not necessarily a culture that you would necessarily think would be okay with someone bringing their dogs along on the route. How does that speed you up, right? You have to take potty breaks for the dog. Obviously, we're trying to get these packages out. So they don't mention the name of Daniel's supervisor, but I wish they had, because he really does deserve to be known for taking a look at a employee's situation in a very trying time, and for showing flexibility. He didn't have to do that. There's nothing good that can happen to a supervisor if a driver's got dogs out and the dog bites somebody, or the dog gets hurt and then the driver has to lose time. From a supervisor's perspective, there's nothing good that happens from all this, right? But he chose to view it in human terms and put himself in the shoes of that driver and trust that driver to conduct himself in a professional manner, in a way that would reflect well upon FedEx and upon his supervisor. And you can see the sense of pride that driver takes, and you can see how delighted people are to see those puppies come along with him. And that big FedEx logo is on that truck. They're wearing their little FedEx uniforms. The driver's right there. So the company is being well represented. That kind of fun, flexibility, care for each other, that's being linked to the FedEx brand. So what do you think those people on that FedEx route think when they see that truck with those pups come along? I bet that when they have a choice between doing their small parcel delivery with FedEx or with UPS, they're going to kick more to FedEx, because they want to see those puppies. And also because people like to deal with other people. You like to get to know your carriers on the route. You chit-chat with them a little bit. It becomes an interpersonal relationship, especially if you've been locked up in your home all day in California, and the bright spot in your day, and maybe the only human interaction you're getting, is from that driver coming up that walk. And if he's got those two pups with him, you can bet you're going to have a pocket full of treats for them, so that you can enjoy the simple pleasures of interacting with your fellow man. Policy and the rules and safety, they're one thing, but culture is everything. And kudos to FedEx for realizing that simple fact. Thank you. Have a great day.